Your doctor told you to eat more fruit. So you did. Every morning, faithfully. A banana, a handful of grapes, maybe a glass of orange juice. You thought you were doing everything right. But here is what no one told you. After the age of 60, 5 of the most popular fruits in your kitchen are quietly doing something dangerous to your blood sugar. Something that raises your risk of type 2 diabetes, damages your blood vessels, and accelerates memory loss. And the terrifying part? The fruits causing the most harm are the ones you have been told, for decades, are the healthiest choices you can make. Stay with me, because what I am about to share could change the way you eat, starting tonight. This is not a small problem. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 37 million Americans are living with diabetes right now, and another 96 million, that is 1 in 3 adults, have prediabetes. Most of them do not know it. But here's what the statistics do not tell you. After 60, your body processes sugar differently. Your pancreas, the organ that produces insulin, loses efficiency with age. Your muscle mass, which helps absorb blood glucose, naturally decreases. Your cells become less sensitive to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. And when you add high sugar fruits to that equation, the consequences are not gradual. They are rapid. Repeated blood sugar spikes damage the walls of your arteries. They inflame your kidneys. They strain your heart. They fog your brain. A study published in Diabetes Care found that post-meal blood sugar spikes, not fasting glucose, were the strongest independent predictor of cardiovascular events in adults over 60. You were not being careless. No one told you. But now you know. I am Dr. Marcus. I have spent years in clinical practice, watching patients do everything they believed was right, and still end up in my office with blood sugar readings that shock them. I have seen the confusion on their faces when I tell them that the fruit they have been eating every morning is part of the problem. My mission is not just to treat illness. It is to prevent it. And today, I need to talk about something the standard health messaging gets deeply wrong, because the consequences for your generation are too serious to ignore. The good news is this: knowledge is power, and after today, you will have it. By the end of this video, you will know, number 1, which 5 fruits are causing the most dangerous blood sugar spikes in adults over 60, and why. Number 2, the biological reason your body after 60 responds to these fruits completely differently than it did at 40. Number 3, what to eat instead, and how to still enjoy fruit without the damage. Number 4, the one simple habit you can start today that dramatically reduces your post-meal glucose spike from any fruit. This information could be the difference between managing your blood sugar for life and handing it over to medication, complications, and a future you did not plan for. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. Drop your age in the comments right now and tell me, have you ever had your post-meal blood sugar tested 2 hours after eating fruit? Just your age and a yes or no. I read every comment. And what I am about to share is directly relevant to where you are right now. I want to tell you about Margaret. Margaret was 67 years old, a retired school librarian from Tucson, Arizona. Sharp mind, active. She walked 4 times a week. She had cut out processed food years ago. She watched her salt. She genuinely believed she was one of the healthier women her age. Every morning, Margaret made herself what she called her health bowl. Sliced banana, a handful of red grapes, some dried mango, and a glass of fresh pressed orange juice on the side. She had been eating this same breakfast for 6 years. Then, her annual blood work came back. Her fasting glucose was elevated. Her HbA1c, that is the glycated hemoglobin test, the 3-month average of your blood sugar, was 6.4. 1 point away from a type 2 diabetes diagnosis. She came into my office confused, upset. "I do not eat sugar," she told me. "I eat fruit." When I looked at her breakfast, I understood immediately. Her morning bowl contained the equivalent of nearly 80 grams of sugar, more than 2 cans of soda, delivered in a form her aging pancreas could not manage. We made one change. 1. Within 12 weeks, her HbA1c dropped from 6.4 to 5.8. Her energy improved. The brain fog she had been dismissing as just getting older, gone. So what was actually happening inside Margaret's bloodstream? Let me show you. Fruit number 1, bananas. This one surprises almost everyone. Bananas are the most consumed fruit in the world. They are soft, convenient, affordable. Doctors recommend them. Trainers recommend them. But here is what most people do not realize. A single medium banana contains between 25 and 30 grams of carbohydrates. And the riper that banana is, the more yellow, the more spotted, the higher its glycemic index. The glycemic index, or GI, is a measure of how quickly a food raises your blood sugar on a scale from 1 to 100. A green banana has a GI of around 42. A ripe yellow banana, up to 62. An overripe banana, as high as 70. To put that in perspective, white bread scores a 75. After 60, your insulin response is slower. The glucose from that banana floods your bloodstream faster than your body can clear it. The result is a rapid spike in blood glucose, followed by a sharp drop, and that crash is what causes fatigue, irritability, and cravings that drive you back towards sugar. Think of your bloodstream like a highway. In your 30s, it had multiple efficient on-ramps to clear the traffic. After 60, some of those on-ramps have narrowed. The same amount of cars, or glucose, creates a pileup. Here is what you can do. If you love bananas, choose them slightly green. Eat them with a source of protein or fat, a tablespoon of almond butter, some full-fat Greek yogurt. This slows the absorption and dramatically reduces the spike. Fruit number 2, grapes. And this is the part almost no one talks about. Grapes look small, innocent. You pop them one by one without thinking, and that is exactly the problem. A single cup of red or green grapes contains approximately 27 grams of sugar, mostly fructose and glucose, with a relatively low amount of fiber to slow absorption. Fructose, that is fruit sugar, is metabolized differently from other sugars. It bypasses the normal blood sugar regulation pathway and goes directly to the liver. In youth, the liver handles this efficiently, but in adults over 60, this repeated fructose load can contribute to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, elevated triglycerides, and insulin resistance, all without dramatically moving your fasting blood sugar, making it harder to detect. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that frequent consumption of high fructose fruits was associated with increased markers of metabolic dysfunction in older adults, independent of total caloric intake. Translation: the damage was happening even when people were not overeating. The fix: limit grapes to a small portion, around 10 to 12 grapes, eaten after a protein-rich meal, not on an empty stomach. Fruit number 3, orange juice. Let me be very clear. Orange juice is not a health food. Not for you. Not after 60. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice, that is 240 milliliters, contains around 26 grams of sugar and virtually no fiber. Because the fiber has been removed during juicing, that sugar enters your bloodstream with almost no resistance. Compare that to eating a whole orange, approximately 12 grams of sugar, with 3 grams of fiber that slows digestion and moderates the blood sugar response. When you juice a fruit, you remove the very mechanism that makes the fruit safe. The research is clear. A landmark study from Harvard School of Public Health followed more than 187,000 adults and found that those who consumed fruit juice regularly had a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, while those who ate whole fruits had a lower risk. Juice does not count as fruit. Not for your blood sugar. The fix: eat the whole orange. Chew it slowly. Let the fiber do its job. Fruit number 4, dried fruits. Raisins, dates, dried mango. This is the part most people miss completely. Dried fruit looks small. It is sold in health food stores. It is added to trail mix and granola, labeled as natural, organic, no added sugar. But drying fruit removes water while concentrating every gram of sugar into a tiny, dense package. A single cup of raisins contains over 100 grams of carbohydrates and more than 80 grams of sugar. For context, a large can of regular soda contains around 39 grams. You would never hand someone 2 cans of soda and call it a healthy snack. And yet, dried fruits are consumed this way constantly. The glycemic index of dates is between 42 and 62, depending on the variety. But the glycemic load, which accounts for both the glycemic index and the actual amount of carbohydrate consumed in a typical serving, is extremely high. Glycemic load is, frankly, the more important number for your daily blood sugar management. In my years of practice, I have seen patients genuinely baffled by their blood sugar readings. And when we review their food diary, dried fruit is almost always part of the story. The fix: if you love dried fruit, limit yourself to 2 tablespoons maximum as part of a mixed meal. Never as a standalone snack on an empty stomach. Fruit number 5, watermelon. I know what you are thinking. Watermelon is mostly water. How could it be a problem? Here is what the numbers actually show. Watermelon has a glycemic index of 72. That is higher than many breakfast cereals. Higher than white pasta. Yes, a typical serving has relatively few calories because it is mostly water. But the glycemic load for larger portions, especially when eaten alone between meals, creates a real blood sugar surge. Here is the biological reason. Watermelon is extraordinarily low in fiber, less than half a gram per 100 gram serving. With almost no fiber to slow absorption, the natural sugars, including fructose and sucrose, enter your bloodstream very rapidly. After 60, with reduced insulin sensitivity, this spike is more pronounced and takes longer to resolve than it would have in your younger years. The fix: enjoy watermelon, but in smaller portions, 1 to 2 cups maximum, and always pair it with protein. A few slices alongside a boiled egg or a handful of nuts dramatically buffers the blood sugar impact. If you are still with me and this is landing, if you are looking at your breakfast differently right now, type the word aware in the comments. It lets me know you are watching and that this is reaching the right people. Here is the truth I want you to hold on to. This is not about giving up fruit. It is about understanding your body and working with it instead of against it. You have the power to make small changes that produce real, measurable results. Let me give you a clear plan. Step 1. Always eat fruit with protein or fat. Never eat fruit alone on an empty stomach. Protein and fat slow the absorption of sugar from the gut into the bloodstream. A piece of fruit with a handful of walnuts, a hard-boiled egg, or a tablespoon of nut butter creates what researchers call a second meal effect. Your blood sugar response at the next meal is also moderated. This single change can reduce your post-meal glucose spike from fruit by up to 30 to 40%. Step 2. Switch to low glycemic fruits. The good news is this: not all fruit is working against you. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries are among the lowest glycemic fruits available. They are loaded with fiber, polyphenols. Those are natural plant compounds that actually improve insulin sensitivity, and antioxidants. A cup of blueberries has a glycemic index of around 53 and only 15 grams of carbohydrates. Cherries, apples, pears, kiwi, peaches, all far safer choices after 60, especially when eaten whole, with the skin. Step 3. Eat fruit earlier in the day. Insulin sensitivity, your cell's ability to respond to insulin, is highest in the morning and decreases throughout the day. Research published in the journal Nutrients confirms that the same food eaten at breakfast produces a significantly lower blood sugar spike than when eaten at dinner. If you enjoy fruit, make it a morning choice. Avoid it in the late evening. Step 4. Test yourself. If you have access to a blood glucose meter or a continuous glucose monitor, a device worn on the arm that reads your blood sugar in real time, use it. Test your blood sugar before a fruit-containing meal and then 90 minutes after. You will see, in your own body, which fruits you tolerate and which ones send your glucose soaring. This is the most powerful information you can have. Step 5. Eat whole fruit. Always. Never juice. Never blend without the fiber. Eat the whole fruit. Chew it. Let your digestive system do what it was designed to do. You decide what goes into your body. You have the power to protect your blood sugar, not with deprivation, but with knowledge. Let us quickly review what we covered today. Bananas, especially ripe ones, have a glycaemic index comparable to white bread, and after 60, your slower insulin response makes the spike more damaging. Grapes deliver a high fructose load that stresses the liver and contributes to insulin resistance in ways that standard blood sugar tests often miss. Orange juice removes all the fiber that makes fruit safe, flooding your bloodstream with concentrated sugar that has almost no resistance. Dried fruits are dehydrated sugar bombs, and they are hiding in health foods that millions of people over 60 eat every single day. Watermelon, despite being mostly water, has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit and almost no fiber to slow its impact. Each one of these is within your control. The truth, even when it hurts, is the only thing that gives us the power to change. If this video helped you today, here's what I need from you. Subscribe to this channel. Every week I share information your doctor may not have time to give you on blood sugar, on heart health, on kidneys, on sleep, on the medications that could be hurting you. It is free, and it could change your life. Press the like button now. That single click tells YouTube to show this video to someone else who needs it. Someone who is eating that banana every morning, believing they are being healthy, and does not yet know what is happening inside their body. In the comments, write the name of the fruit that surprised you the most. Was it the banana? The grapes? The juice you have been drinking for years? Let me know. I read every comment. And finally, share this with someone you love. A partner, a parent, a friend. You may never know whose life you protect. I am Dr. Marcus, and I will see you in the next one.